Hello everybody, JT here again. Just wanted to put out another video and talk about a few things. So, all of this stuff that's been brought to the surface with all the left and the right arguing and the Charlie Kirk stuff, got me wondering, when did the world not realize that this is the norm? I'm more of an independent. I agree with some of the left, I agree with some of the right. I'd say probably more so of the right. Now here are my reasons though. My reasons is the right seems to be more logic and factual based, and then more religion and moral based. Whereas of the left seems to be, I feel, based. And what I mean by that is quite simple. Cancel culture was pretty much a thing created by the left. And what that was canceling things that was offensive to people and hurt people's feelings. And okay, here's a simple solution. If you don't like a comedian, cancel them, right? No. How about just don't watch them? Just because you don't like something, who gives a crap? It doesn't mean millions of other people out there do like them. You don't like, I heard they were trying to cancel Rudolph or something because the land of misfits promotes segregation. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, here's a solution. Don't watch Rudolph. Problem solved. You don't have to ruin it for other people. Like, these feelings are not facts. And it seems like that's what everyone is so worried about. This whole trans thing. It's feelings. They feel like a woman, so we have to call them a woman, or we're the one that is bad. How about quit feeding into their mental illnesses and making things worse? Just because they feel like they're a woman, like, these things never, ever were a problem years ago, and then as soon as they say that everybody has to play along with it, now all of a sudden that's all you hear about. It's ridiculous. We should be worrying about trying to get gas prices down, and homelessness, and feeding people, and, like real societal issues, and making our nation a better place. And instead we're worrying about people crying over what bathroom they can use or what sport they can play in, and giving people participation trophies. Like, anybody with a brain, whether you agree with me or not, if you have a brain in your head, try to think with logic and facts and how crazy this is. Feelings don't matter. That's all there is to it. My feelings don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. Everybody's so concerned with trying to make everybody's feelings matter and everybody's feelings count. Since when? I remember back whenever I was younger, all the time you'd hear, oh, did that hurt your feelings? Who cares? Toughen up. Like, people didn't care. It was about logic and facts and just the way things were, and the world was a much saner, better place. Yes, it sucks to have your feelings hurt. But guess what? That's what usually makes people get knocked down and get back up and have the strength to keep going. Whereas if you just pander and pamper everybody and be like, oh, well, let's just change everything to go around your feelings, the world is just going to continue to spiral into insanity. Because at the end of the day, you cannot make everybody happy. It's not possible. If you want to deal with these people's feelings over here, you're going to hurt those people's feelings over there. And back and forth and back and forth. And then you just spread the hate and the rhetoric and the BS. I mean, the one good thing going on right now is it's showing, because everything is on camera, it's showing the people that have a brain and the people that think with their feelings. And that think feelings are the only things that matter. And people that are too stupid to actually listen to the words coming out of people's mouths and hear what they have to say. Not hear one word that they say and then be like, oh, he's a racist. No, you're dumb. Listen to the entire thing that he said. It's not at all what he said. It's just, this is one of the biggest things that I keep seeing is that Charlie Kirk was a racist and a fascist. And anybody that truly believes that, like, you're stupid. That's all there is to say about it. Like, you're stupid. First off, even if those two things were true, he didn't deserve to die. Second off, even if those things were true, it doesn't make you a better person for cheering for his death. It actually makes you a big piece of crap and makes you the exact thing you're trying to argue against. And third, look at the facts. Look at the videos. Like, everyone's like, oh, he said that the Civil Rights Act was a failure. Yes, he did. He said that it had good intent, but it was implemented wrong. That it made the nation hyper race obsessed, and that everybody is too focused on race and not merit. What did he mean by that? He meant that he doesn't think skin color should be important. It should be based on skill. His argument against DEI and affirmative action, again, wasn't saying that he didn't want black people in those positions. He was saying that those positions make you wonder, did that person earn the position, or were they given it just because of their skin color to fill a quota? And he was trying to say, if you take those programs away, then you no longer have to ask that question. When you see a person in those positions, you know that they're there because they earned it, and that was what he wanted. So if anything, he was basically trying to say that he thinks that it would be better to get rid of those programs so that those questions weren't asked. In other words, basically he was arguing on behalf of blacks and people that those programs affect, trying to say, hey, wouldn't you rather just have the position because you earned it than be having people question if you earned it or if you were given it just because of your skin color? He wasn't saying that people in positions didn't necessarily earn them, but that those programs made you ask if they did. And anybody too stupid to actually watch the entire argument and see that stance and then just say, oh, he's racist, like, the real ones that jump out is this congresswoman, the one from Somalia or whatever, like Ilhar, whatever, Omar, whatever. Sorry, I don't really follow all that stuff. The things that she has said, marrying her brother, all this other craziness, like, why is she in our Congress and why are the people not fighting to get her out? Like, she's clearly an idiot and only out for herself and her own country. She's even stated that she doesn't care about America, that she's using us to try to better Somalia. Well, guess what? We're Americans. We don't care about Somalia. Well, and we don't necessarily wish ill upon Somalia, but it's not our job to worry about them. Our job is to worry about here, and our Congress should worry about here. Once we get here figured out and straightened out, then maybe we can help some other people. But right now, our nation is falling apart. The last thing we need is Congress people that are trying to worry about other parts of the world and not here. Because at the rate we're going, we aren't going to have a nation. And people just need to wake up and start using your brain. Just because somebody says, oh, that person's a racist or that person's a fascist, doesn't mean that that's even remotely close to being true. And not only that, half the people that are going out throwing out those claims don't even know what the words mean. I mean, hell, I've been doing a lot of research and watching a lot of, these debates, Charlie Kirk debates and stuff lately. Half these people that he's out, that called him a racist to his face, and he would say, what is a racist? They couldn't even give a good definition of racist. Or he would say, Name one thing I've ever said that was racist. They couldn't name one thing that he ever said that was racist. He'd ask them, what is a woman? And this one cracks me up. They would say, a person that feels like a woman. Anybody out there watching this, think about how crazy that is. You are trying to say that a woman is someone who feels like a woman. So you're using the word woman in the definition of woman. That still does not say what a woman is. So what you are effectively saying with that definition is a woman is a person that feels like a woman. But you still haven't said what a woman is. You're trying to explain what a woman is. That definition is just going to loop over and over again. It's a person that feels like the word I'm trying to describe. Instead of coming up with a factual definition like a woman is a human being with the XX chromosome that can bear children, that has these features or those features. That is a scientific definition that can tell you what a woman is. So these people that are trying to say that a woman is someone that feels like a woman, you need to understand how dumb that definition is. That's like saying the definition of a car is a thing that looks like a car. Hopefully you see my point. That's stupid. It does not tell you what a car is, does it? No. And for somebody that doesn't know what a car is, would that definition paint the picture of a car in their mind for them? No. That's what the purpose of a definition is to explain something and to paint an image, or let somebody that doesn't know what it is paint an image in their mind of, oh, okay, that's what this is. So by saying a woman is somebody that feels like a woman, that doesn't paint anything in anybody's head. I mean, for me, it just makes me think of the Shania Twain song, Hey, I Feel Like a Man, I Feel Like a Woman. So, I mean, your definition of a woman shouldn't be making me think of an old country song. You need to come up with if you want to try to have a better argument that people might actually take seriously, maybe you guys should try to come up with good, scientific, intelligent definitions. And I'm not trying to say that you guys can't try to argue for those things. I'm just saying, try to be smarter about it. And just realize that feelings are not facts. And you're arguing for gender dysphoria by feeding into the mental disability, mental disorder, whatever you want to call it. Name one other mental disorder out there that you feed into by trying, like, you, instead of trying to help the person. Like, you don't tell somebody that is suicidal to go kill themselves. That kind of defeats the purpose of trying to help them. You don't tell somebody that's anorexic, yeah, you are fat, go puke some more. You know, you don't tell somebody that is schizophrenic or paranoid that the voices are real and that they should listen to what the voices are telling them to do. So why tell people that have gender dysphoria, yes, you are a woman, or yes, you are a man, when they're clearly not? And I just don't understand this whole thing of gender as a social construct. As long as I've been alive, if you said, what is your gender? Everyone knew right away. That meant, are you a man or a woman? Male or female? Boy or girl? There was no question about it. Everyone knew what it meant. And now they're trying to say that there's 80 different genders and you can pick which one you are and blah, blah, blah. That was never a thing. until people just started feeding into all this crap and lies. And they still can't give a scientific definition. But I've ranted on that long enough. It's the whole point of everybody's too busy feeding into people's feelings. And at the end of the day, that is just going to continue to spiral and make both sides hate each other more. Because you cannot make everybody's feelings a reality. If the left is in charge and they're focusing on everyone's feelings, then they're going to be making everyone on the right angry and making them full of hate. And then if the right starts catering to everyone's feelings on the right, they're going to be hurting everyone on the left and making them angry. Like, and not necessarily a left or right thing, just a simple fact of you cannot make everybody's feelings happy without crushing somebody else's, because we're all different, we all perceive things differently, we all think differently, we're all raised in different scenarios and live different lifestyles, and feelings are not facts. Period. Point blank. End of discussion, end of argument. Like, so people on either side need to start being intelligent. Use facts, logic, your brain. Don't argue with, well, I feel or I think. I'm not saying you can't give your opinion. Everybody is absolutely entitled to their opinion, but people need to quit going out there and saying, oh, well, he's a fascist. That is stating facts prove he is without a doubt a fascist. Instead, say, well, in my opinion, or I feel like he comes off as a fascist, and then give a reason because of this. Because by everybody just throwing their feelings out there like their feelings are facts, other people that are young and impressionable hear them, and then they're like, oh, well, that person's a fascist? And then they start spreading it, and then they start spreading it, and you see where this is going. The hate just spreads and spreads and spreads, when here it was just somebody's opinion or feeling or to begin with, and there was zero fact behind it. And I have never heard the word fascist as many times in my life as I have in the last year or two. Maybe a few more than that, but still, I mean, it's just, that word is thrown around so much anymore. It's like calling somebody a jerk now. You know, it used to always be, you're a jerk, or you're an a-hole. Now it's, you're a fascist. Like, it's lost its meaning. That used to be like, you know, you're one of the most horrible, awful human beings on the planet, worthy of death, because there was a very, 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 you know, distinct group of people that fit that definition, to now that people are just throwing it out there as a common thing. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, fascist, a real true fascist, is somebody worthy of death, in my opinion. So by people going around saying stuff like that so freely, doesn't make you wonder why stuff like this happened. And it's insane to me. Like, first off, both sides were wrong. As soon as the Kirk shooting happened, the right was saying, oh, it's the left, and the left was saying, oh, it's the right. Like, yes, when a political figure is killed, you could probably assume that it had political motives behind it. However, it's still wrong to jump and start pointing fingers like that. We should have waited until evidence came out and it was proven, and then start with that stuff. Again, that's just jumping straight to thoughts and opinions and rhetoric and pointing and spreading hate, and it's not helping anybody out there, is it? We should have just been saying it was evil and it was wrong, and we'll give you more information when we find out who the hell it was. Pretty simple. Same with all these people, like, celebrating the death, like, and then they're crying about it. Well, what you don't see is everything that comes into your head doesn't need to come out your mouth. We all have bad thoughts. But there's a difference between having bad thoughts and blasting them on the internet for everybody out there to see and little kids to see. Like, try to imagine, like, if you're a parent out there that's crying about losing your job over this, try to imagine if you got killed and your son or daughter got on the internet and heard somebody celebrating your death and saying all these terrible, horrible things about you. How it would make your child feel. That's probably not something you would want your child to go through now, is it? Yet you're putting his children through it. You know, whenever they're a few years older, they're going to be seeing all this stuff on the internet and all these awful things everyone's saying about their dad. And the little boy isn't going to have any memories of his dad, but if the little girl is lucky, she's going to have a few memories of him. And they're going to be loving and caring memories that she's going to cherish. And those are going to be spit on by people like you that are running your mouth. So even if you don't like them, there's a simple solution. All you have to say is nothing at all. Just say that a fact. It's a sad thing that what happened to him, didn't deserve to die that way, and move on. It's that simple. If that's the approach you guys would have taken, your life wouldn't be getting turned upside down from all the doxing and stuff. And I don't agree with the doxing, but it wouldn't be turning your lives upside down. And second of all, like, anybody with a public job or posting stuff on the internet needs to take that into consideration. I know when I made this account, I argued with myself for a while on if I was going to use my actual YouTube account or not that has my name and my information on it. I decided not to because there are a lot of crazies out there. And sure, some people are going to see this and say, hey, I know that guy, but not very many. And I don't want crazies knowing where I am because crazies do crazy things. Hence the word. Anyway, I wanted to get that out there. I want people to think, like, just the world is going insane. We need to do better. And in order for us to do that, we need to stop worrying about each other's feelings, stop worrying about our own damn feelings, and start worrying about facts and logic and doing the right thing. And again, the right thing is always objective because we have different morals and beliefs, but we need to at least start heading in a similar direction and hearing people out and basically doing what Charlie was trying to do. He was trying to accept conversation and civil debate with people that he didn't like and didn't agree with, and have them hear what they didn't agree with and they didn't like. So if we can hear each other out and have good, honest conversation based in fact and logic, not in I feels and I thinks, then we might actually get somewhere in the world. And seriously, like, if you're somebody that truly, truly hates Charlie and thinks that he was racist or fascist, then I want you to get on his page or wherever and watch full videos of the things that he said and actually think about them logically, and then do research. Look up the statistics that he was arguing and see what he was truly saying, and then see if that fits into what you still say. Because I have not met a single individual that says he's a racist or a fascist or he hates gays or anything like that can give a legitimate example that says it. Are there some videos out there that he might not have worded things the best, and depending on your perception, you might be able to take it the wrong way? Yeah, there's a few, but if you're smart enough to watch and do research, it's easy to disprove. His biggest issue, in my opinion, was that he gave everybody too much credit. he's very intelligent and thought that other people were very intelligent too. Well, there's a lot of stupid people out there, and all the stupid people just aren't smart enough to see the truth in what he was saying. And that was where his real issue was. Maybe if he would have dumbed it down a little bit and explained things in words that absolutely nobody could misconstrue, then there wouldn't be this debate or argument on whether or not he was evil. But for anybody with a brain that is willing to put in the time and the research, you will see clearly that the hateful things you've said about him being hateful are wrong. And if people can actually do the research and see these things and learn, and then have the integrity to come out and say, hey, you know, I did the research, I was wrong, and admit that they were wrong, then I think they would be majorly surprised at the outcome of that. Or if you do all the research and you still feel that way, at least then you might be able to come out with an educated argument and say, look, I did the research and I still feel that I was correct because of this, and lay out facts. Again, maybe at that point, people will at least be able to hear you out. So, again, all I'm saying is this huge, super long rant has been basically to say the same thing. People need to stop using I think and I feel and worried about your feelings, because feelings aren't fact. Start arguing with logic and reason, and maybe things will change. So hopefully you liked and subscribed. Follow along. I'm going to keep doing videos, not like this necessarily about politics, but just a bunch of different topics, and I'm always going to be factual, or if it is opinionated, I will let you know that it's my opinion. So yeah, if you like this, hope and made it this far, thank you, I appreciate it. Let me know topics you want to hear me talk about in the future, or send this to your friends, like, subscribe. I'm trying to get my name out there a little bit, build a platform to have some discussion with people. So yeah, with that, I'll see you guys next time.